Hi, I'm Emma Watkins, and this is how I work it. I'm going to take you through 24 hours of my wellness and beauty routine. I've been with the Wiggles company for 10 years, and for the last 7, I've been the yellow Wiggle. We tour for about 9 months during the year, and throughout the year, we perform about 400 shows to about 1 million children all around the world. The biggest challenge about being a Wiggle is travelling. You're in a different city every day. The best part is being able to do so many different things. Not only do we get to perform live, but we're able to record new music and we're able to film. Bonjour, good morning. Just woken up at 7 a.m. In America, our shows, they're in the afternoon and at night, but I have probably never slept in my life. I'm just not that person. I always wake up really early. We've got 3 shows today, so I'll quickly have a shower. See you soon. The first thing I do in the morning lately has been making a bulletproof tea. One of the most important things that's happened in my life is that I was diagnosed with endometriosis, and I had a surgery over a year ago now, but since then I've really tried to be on top of my body and my health. While I'm trying to get ready, I start steaming a whole pot of vegetables. This is my hotel setup where I can cook all the vegetables. This is my electric hot plate, which I pack in my suitcase. I've got a tiny strainer and I put all the veggies over here. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for cooking in the hotel room. In the morning I'd have green vegetables, Brussels sprouts, broccoli. I steam them for a while, have a shower, and then my vegetables are ready. And then you just take it out, let the water out in the bathroom, pop them on your plate, butter, oil, salt, done. So the best thing with those vegetables is to put ghee on them. It's a really good source of fat, and I'll eat them for breakfast, lunch and dinner alongside other proteins. What I love is scrambled eggs. Well, the Wiggles are almost 30 years old. I used to watch the Wiggles growing up. I actually started dancing from watching Irish dancing on the Wiggles show. Apparently I said to my mum, I just want to do that, I just want to do that. Way back in 1996, they filmed a live show in Sydney. They cut away to the audience, and there you can see my sister and I dancing, and I'm probably about 7 at the time. It's so weird thinking about myself growing up watching the Wiggles and being such a big part of my childhood, and now being a Wiggle. You can't really discount anyone that's in the audience that could possibly be a Wiggle in the future. So I have breakfast, and then I might go and see if there's a yoga studio in town or a ballet class, or just go for a walk in the gardens. Because my skin is so fair, I use Zoe Foster's go-to sunscreen, which is a zinc sunscreen. And then I'll come back to the room and get ready. I cleanse my face with Cora Organics facial cleanser, and then I use Noni Glow Cora, the favourite. It's such a mild oil, and I put it on with my rose quartz heart, which makes your skin feel nice and cool. You can put this in the fridge, and so it's even cooler, which is great for me. My costume makes me really hot. That's it. And if I do feel a bit hot and flustered, I love using the Cora Rose Spray. I wear makeup every single day. If I feel that I haven't got the makeup off from the night before, I'll use a go-to exfoliating swipe before I start again. We're performing here tonight, and we're just about to do sound check, rehearsal, then costume on, and then we'll be ready for the show. It's freezing out here, come on! Once we arrive at the venue, sound check is on, and then the show happens, and then the next show happens, and the day just rolls on. I'll be honest, my makeup probably takes me 10 minutes. Dressing room here for Emma. Come. This is my dressing room. My tea, my hairpins, and my makeup. I've had this forever. I actually bought this in an art shop. It's easy to pack, and you do this. It stands up so that when you wash your brushes, then you can put them in there and they dry. So my first step is putting concealer under my eyes. This is Bare Minerals. It's light, it's not sticky. Sometimes we can have an emergency performance, or someone will say, actually, we've got a meet and greet in 15 minutes. My routine has adapted to work in an emergency situation. This is my foundation. It's Giorgio Armani. It doesn't feel like you've got a whole cake on your face, especially once you've done one show and you sweat a lot. You don't want to have to keep putting lots of layers on top. I have eyelash extensions. This has been the most helpful situation when I have so many shows in a row. It just saves so much time. My philosophy, particularly with Emma Wiggle as a character, I try and make myself look as doll-like as I possibly can.
I open up my music box and what do I see? A ballerina twirling, dancing there for me.
I tend to find that the less makeup I have on, the more the children feel like they can talk to me. In terms of the colours that I use on my face, they're all very pale and it's very bright and light. That's my foundation. I only look a bit red there because I'm a bit hot. That's normal. Then I just use a studio pressed powder from MAC. This colour is a little bit darker than my actual liquid foundation, but this colour seems to work on stage. Then translucent powder. It just makes my skin not look so orange. Lots of photos on social media, families tag us from the show. My face and the colour of my shirt are so bright, I tend to see my face straight away. I've got two of everything because knowing me, I either lose something or I break something. Even though I'm a dancer, I'm quite clumsy.
Hourglass.
This is what I've been using for blush. I don't really use any bronzer because most of the time in the show we get so hot that my face gets colour anyway. But then I feel like once I've done rehearsal, once I've done sound check, it wears off, and so then I tend to start using a more matte colour just before the show to bring out that cherub cheek kind of vibe. Children love consistency, and I think especially over the last 3 years I've been able to do my makeup a lot more similar every time. It's good for them and it's actually so much easier for me. The next hourglass I use is ambient, and I don't know why, but I straight away the first thing is I put it on the top of my nose, sometimes just a bit on the top of my lip. I just use a smaller brush for the inside to highlight that area. I've been using the cream base. It lasts a lot longer, especially over the 4 shows. I put the lighter one on the middle of my eye. The dark one, I put it on the corners on the outside. So that's that. And then Anastasia brow pomade. I don't really use much of this. It's the blonde colour because I used to be a blonde. I only really dyed my hair red for fun about a month before I was told that I was going to be a Wiggle. And then a month later they asked me and I thought, oh no, what colour am I going to be? So then I ended up staying red. And I feel like it's more me. I don't see myself being any other colour. So that's my eyebrows. I mean, I'll brush them if I'm being particular, which I am today.
Stiller.
I just do a really clean line, nothing too fancy, and then fill it in. Children love sparkles and they love glitter. They bring big posters with glitter. And so I've always tried to make sure that I put a little bit of glitter into my makeup just for that fairy tale kind of vibe. And even my nails have a little bit of sparkles because so many children come to the show with their nails painted in the wiggly colours. They always want to show me, look, I painted my nails, they're yellow for you. And so then I show them and then we have a little nail show and tell. I have to shellac them now because my quick changes are so ferocious. They get broken, and so that's just always worked for me.
MAC sparkles. P is for pink.
Just a nice basic colour over the top. I just put it everywhere. Does that make what's underneath it irrelevant? I'm not sure.
So, MAC.
I use a lip pencil now over a lipstick because it stays for longer, and in the show I add a lip colour. I would put this on over the lip pencil so that it lasts a bit longer during the show. And then Pawpaw, which I've used for so many years. It's great for everything, even if you have got a bite or a rash or something, it just fixes it. I used that over the top, and then I don't feel like my lips are dry during the show, and then like weirdly I rub that on my hand and that's it, So I do my makeup and then I've got to go. I've got to get to sound check, I've got to get to rehearsal. Once I've done rehearsal, once I've done sound check, and I might have some food. I like to cook my lunch here. Eggs, steamed veggies, berries, smoothie, kettle for the tea. I think I've always been interested in sign language. I grew up with 2 deaf friends that I'd point to different items in their house and they would teach me the sign language for those objects.
Hello there, my name is Emma. It's nice to see you today.
I feel like it's a dance for your hands, and I think being a dancer, I've always been so visually focused. The Wiggles have always tried to marry actions to words, so for Rockabye You Bear, for example, everybody clap.
Everybody sing, la 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 la.
All those actions are exactly what you're singing, so it has that sign language gestural feel to it. Bears now sing. The Wiggles meet children from all over the world with so many different abilities.
Here is a beautiful sign from Eloise, and it says, "We love Emma."
Most of the time, if a child does have an additional need, we'll meet them before the show. Sometimes crowds can just be too loud, too many people, and so we're able to have some quiet time with those children. The beauty of the Wiggles is the fact that they've been able to talk to children in such a relaxed and casual manner.
I wonder what's happening here. Ah, you're right. It's a tiny little black cat Meow.
Generally, the pitch of our voice doesn't really change from backstage to on stage. Like, for example, can you point your fingers? Can you do the twist? Is exactly how I would ask you in real life. A little bit more energy and a little bit more excited, but the minute that you start to change the register of your voice, children start to go, oh, hang on a second, that's not real. So the way that I would be talking to one child is the same as the way we would be talking to a whole auditorium. My costume is so hot. I wear the shirt, long sleeve, a skirt, a petticoat, a belt, really thick black stockings.
Different skirts, different dresses, lots of different tutus. Have you ever seen so many bows?
Shoes, which could change during a show. I've got ballet shoes, tap shoes, Irish dancing shoes.
Lots of different shoes for every different occasion.
And then I'm about to confirm that I do wear a wig in the Wiggle show. There's been lots of chat on all different forums about whether it's my real hair or not. Initially at the beginning, I was using my own hair, and that's why it was quite confusing, especially when people were watching the first Wiggly series compared to the second Wiggly series, and this one I didn't have a wig and this one I did. So yes, I do wear a wig, and I don't just have one. I've got about 4 wigs now, some for touring, some for filming overseas, and one that I've got at home all the time, just in case. My hair is this curly. When we were found out we were becoming Wiggles, I was getting my hair dyed. We got a phone call saying, well, you need to come back for press. We didn't have any time to let my hair dry naturally, so she blow dried it. So when I came back for all my press photos, my hair looked like this. And so I had to continue making my hair look like this. And after about 1.5 years, my hair started to fall out because I was parting it in the same place every day. And that's why I invested in a good wig. It's so much easier to do a wig, and it gives a sense of consistency to the character Emma Wiggle. Even when we're filming on green screen, it's better that my hair looks the same and that it's flatter so that it's easier to cut around. And the wigs and myself, we all get dyed together.
This is my wig. She's pretty cute.
When I wash my own hair and when the wig gets washed, it's only washed in conditioner, no shampoo. I wash my hair 3 times in the shower, and then I get out and put this product on called TCB. It's like, it's something that you put on before you blow dry your hair. And then I put another serum called pink oil, and those 2 products are used on the wigs only. That's it. You can't use anything else on the wig. You can't even have perfume and then touch the wig. The wig is really particular about what goes near it. I use this S-Curl and another product called Miracle. These products are really good for hydrating my hair. This is so funny. So I just vaguely part my hair, and then I just do a spiral twist. I only sleep on a silk pillowcase, and that's why all my wigs travel with a silk scarf around them so that they're not being rubbed up against plastic or other kinds of materials. Okay, so that's that. I travel satin pillowcase, sorry. So it's not a plait, it's just like a really calm twist because you don't want to be too hard on your hair. And then I have a wig cap. Basically after the show, this is wet because of the sweat. So I tend to take one up with me and put it up the top here. I'm trying to make it as flat as possible. I'm gonna leave that wig there. I'm gonna put this wig on. I travel with more than one wig. I have my touring wig and my filming wig, and you can see the touring wig, it's done a few miles this tour already. I just use one of these. I call them a dog brush because it looks like a brush you would use on your dog, but they're like a scalp brush. So I'll show you how I curl it. Wait, sorry about this. I'll just do it quickly. I don't really curl them in a modern curl. It's like an old-fashioned curl. I let the curl sit on the table. The curl sets in cool air and then it lasts a lot longer. Okay, so I'll just get rid of that. So we'll just pretend that she's curled. She's getting there. So I usually put the wig on in the ponytails. I find that it's easier to find where the center is. And then I just try and brush through the wig a little bit just to separate the curl, and she starts to become a little bit softer. Usually I put 3 U-pins on the left side and a bobby pin straight in here. Oh, sorry. And then I grab all the rest of the hair and put it together in a pony. My trick is that I get a U-pin and get a little bit of the front hair and pull it over the front hairline and soften the hairline as much as I can. And that's that side done. The right side is underneath the fringe, so it's easier to pin. I put 2 bobby pins on the right side and I just put 1 U-pin somewhere in the top here because the bow is going going to sit over that. If I'm doing fouettes, which are a really quick ballet turn, and at the moment I'm doing about 8 fouettes in one go, the wig starts to move, so I pin it a little bit more. It's the reason why in ballet you have your hair in a bun, so that when you are turning and you're spotting your head, you're not being distracted or the weight isn't being pulled out from your center of gravity. We wanted something to look like it was stylish, but I still needed it to be together so I could dance. In the show, when I pirouette, I get these in my face, in the microphone, all the time. And now I actually turn better with my hair in ponytails because I'm used to feeling the weight on my own head. And now for the bow, I make all my own bows, or my mum sometimes makes them. But this bow I've had for about 3 years. They've all got their own personalities.
And so many children come to the show and they wear bows in their hair, bow ties. It's just beautiful.
I use 4 bobby pins on the bow. You shouldn't do that with your teeth either. And that's the bow, my earrings, and that is it, basically. Ta-da! I've transformed. This is me, just in a different form.
Okay, I'm ready for the show. I take this little bag, I packed my water bottle, powder, pour, just about to go on stage. Here we go.
Children are very earnest. They're very clear and they know exactly what they like. And one of the great things in the show is that if the child is not engaged, they'll turn around, go and have a snack, go and talk to mum and dad. So you really have to catch them right from the get-go, and they'll tell you if they like it or not.
We're going down, 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 down.
Our show is about an hour and it's jam-packed. It's full of lots of live music, dancing, it's interactive. We all play the musical instruments ourselves. I play the drum. The most amazing thing really about being a Wiggle is you get to play yourself. You have your own name, you're not playing a character. Emma Wiggle dances like I danced. I do sign language, I play the drums, and they're all interests that I would have already had even if I wasn't Emma Wiggle. And I think it makes you more relaxed inside your Emma Wiggle character because you don't have to do anything that you're not comfortable doing. I don't do any warm-up for my voice. I never really trained as a singer. Most of the show for me is about storytelling through song.
To the park we'll go. Have you got your bow?
Most of the songs now are in my storytelling range. I don't have to jump up too high or too low. Sometimes before the show I'll do a little bit of a ballet bar warm-up just to get my body warm.
Warming up on the vibe plate. It's like a vibration plate. Gets all your muscles going. Can you hear my voice?
My body is so much better when everything's warm, but for me it doesn't take long with this and the costume. In between shows in North America, there's lots more time to relax.
And today we have 3 shows. We've done 2. As you can see, my wigs. I've just washed this one, so I'm ready to curl that one.
I touch up my makeup in between every show, and really it's only a little bit of powder and maybe some of the glitter on my eyes that has kind of sunk into the creases from the sweat. Done. When the shows are done, I finally get to pack up my costume. The most important part for me is packing my wig.
There we go. The wig's going to bed now.
Making sure that's okay, its curls are held up tight.
And she's wrapped up like a present. Now she can put it to a suitcase.
Sometimes outside stage door, there'll be families waiting and we'll have some photos in. I'll take my makeup off.
Try and use some makeup wipe first, and then I'll wash my face. Dun, 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 dun.
And then we'll be traveling to the next venue. And then as soon as I get to the hotel, I check if there's a bath. And then I try and sit in the bath for about half an hour.
Tonight I've got steamed veggies, salmon, avocados, and a bit of oil. And now I'm ready for dinner. Bon appetit.
At night, I use the Cora Organics facial cleanser, or sometimes if I've still got a little bit of makeup, I use the turmeric scrub just to exfoliate a little bit of that foundation off my face. And then noni oil with my rose quartz hearts, and then that's it.
So it's 11 o'clock, a little bit late. So I'm off to bed.